Hey everybody, hope you're all doing well. I want to show you guys something. My son picked this up and I like it. That's a diamond in the rough. Probably a diamond in the rough. It's really not that bad. Look over the body. Only has a few little spots in it. But to me, this would be a perfect race car. Now to somebody else, it might be a perfect car to restore or to mini tub or tube the front end. There's the inside, guys. Pretty tight. I mean, there's been some leaves and stuff in here from something. Maybe the window got left down. But it's got one little tiny hole in the floor pan right there. From what I see, most of the time, they're actually rotted out all the way across back there. So, it's not bad. Some people probably wouldn't like the sunroof. I like the sunroof only because I think it'd be kind of cool to do the burnout and put that sunroof open and let the smoke out. Just like John Force. This car would be a very good car to do a budget build with. All you would need is a stock engine with the heads ported, with a dual plane intake, decent camshaft, and a stick, 5-speed, and about a 430 gear. And if you wanted to make it really easy, well, you could lighten it up. So, this car reminds me of a car I saw the other day. The only difference, it was a Thunderbird, and it was a budget build, and they put the Godzilla motor in it, and it was a budget build saying, I believe it's worded a budget build for $10,000, going tens for $10,000. So I just killed a spider. Don't think they won't hurt you, because if a spider bites you, you'll think it's just a spider bite, but they can actually kill you. I had that happen. It went in my bloodstream a year later. You didn't even know at the time. It took a year before it went through my body and was eating my blood cells. That's more important when I'm talking about racing. A lot of people's like, oh, don't kill a little spider. They die anyway. So don't protect a little spider over yourself or over your kids or your pets. Alright guys, back to this. The budget build was a Thunderbird, and it said going tens for $10,000. So it's kind of funny, because I was talking to my friend and I said, I heard this like 30 years ago, going tens for $10,000. I said, why is that the number? And he told me that they used to figure that out on the basis of something to do along the lines of the time-wise. It was like $1,000 for every tenth to do that somehow or other. I don't know. People have ways of figuring stuff out. I don't even know if I'm close to even saying that how he said it. He explained it pretty well. I'm lost with it. But here we go. I left a comment on the guy's segment, and I said, to me, $10,000 is not a budget. Because if I had to wait to get $10,000 to build a car, it would never happen. I wouldn't have any kind of racing car, whether it's a street car or whatever. Not that we really have racing cars, we have street cars, just that we race. But anyway, I didn't mean any harm when I told the guy that that wasn't a budget to me. It might be a budget to him, because maybe he has money. Then one of the guys that was interviewing him is an ex-racer. He's also sent me a little comment back where it must have offended him too. And he said to me that you would never build a Mustang to go 10s for under $10,000. Well, how wrong is he? For $10,000, as long as I get the cars and pick them up like this here, I don't need a lot of money, because I do the heads myself, and the E7 heads, and all we need to make that engine go 10s is a dual plane intake and a decent camshaft, 650 carburetor. High dollar stuff, huh guys, so far? Headers, long tooth preferred. And of course you need your valve springs and anything to go along the with the camshaft. You want the right springs, you want the right seat pressure and things like that. But it comes down to this. Somebody can tell me that I would not be able to do that without even knowing me. It shows me one thing. Now this guy used to run the circuit, so it shows me that them guys spend a lot of money. So, guys we look up to that was running the stock class, well, they might fool you guys, they don't fool me. I have a pair of heads right in my garage from off one of them cars. Stock heads. Stock heads. It was off one of the world champion cars. I thought about using them, but to me, I'd rather use stuff that we already have here. Now I might use them one of these days, but it's one of them deals where I've already dug into them some, and I have to do things my way. And them heads already went supposedly 1040s, but they have all kinds of tricks done, guys. They're not using stock stuff like we're using. Our engines are stock. We don't have the lifters bled out and all that stuff. We don't make a solid lifter out of it. We don't lighten the rods. We don't do all the tricks. We don't mill the block and angle mill the block like them guys do. We don't angle mill the heads like them guys do. We don't wind up with $6 grand into them just to say we have a stock engine or factory stock, whatever you want to call that class. Our stuff is legit stock. Now, the engine in my car right now, my son bought that for $400. And it had aluminum GT40 heads on it. And if I remember right, he sold them heads for the same price or more than what he paid for the engine. So if we figure this stuff out, he actually got the engine for free. Now you can look at that either way. You can look at that like, well, no, he didn't get the engine for free because he paid $400. But if he made his money back off of that motor by selling the heads, would you look at it that way, that he got the engine for free? I would, but I'm not going to, because I'm doing a budget thing here. So we're going to say we paid $400 for that engine, $50 for an intake. It was brand new in the box. The guy had it, but it was still brand new. We bought it used, but it was still brand new. My son built a carburetor. He paid $100 for the 650 carb. He rebuilt it himself. So whatever the kit cost, we'll say $150 in the carburetor. I had the headers give to me by a friend. They were on a Windsor, and the guy beat them all up to make them fit on a Windsor. And my friend said, hey, they're a little beat up. Do you want them? I said, yeah. They've been in the car ever since. So it's one of them deals where it depends how you want to look at it. But you should never tell somebody they can't do something if you don't know who they are and what they're about. Now, somebody else might have that kind of money because they might have a good job, and that $10,000 might not be a big deal to them. Where a guy like me, I don't. But here's the thing. Now, you might say, well, you have $1,000 worth of wheels in the car, in the front. Christmas gift. I have these wheels in the back. Christmas gift. I have the rear all done with the brace bar on it. My friend helped me with it. So I'm fortunate that way. Some guys might not be fortunate. I wasn't fortunate back in the day when I was a young guy. I didn't have anybody to help me do this stuff. I didn't know what I was doing. It makes a big difference when you learn and you know what to do. Because you're going to have 15 different guys telling you 15 different things. And some guys could all be right about what they're telling you, but are they telling you right for what you're doing? So it comes down to this. That budget build Thunderbird went 1088. These cars have been in the 10s with 302. So it's all factory stuff. So what would you rather do? Now, it's cool to have a Godzilla engine. I love them. I'd like to have one. But until I can get my hands on one for a couple $100, you want to sell me one for a couple $100, fellas? I'll buy it right now. Then I'll stay with the old 302s and whatever else we get our hands on. But getting back to this car right here, I'd like to see your comments to see what you guys think about. Because I always go full-blown drag racing to me. Everything's full-blown drag racing. When I talk all the time in my segments, it's always about that. I'm always leaving out the guy that just might want a little street car. And I'm sorry about that, fellas, because I have guys my age, and a couple of us told me that. This is my last car. I just want a little performance, GT40 heads. That's all I'm after. I'm sorry, fellas, if I leave you guys in the dark sometimes, because I don't want to do that. It's just, most of the time, the stuff I do is extreme stuff. Try to get a number out of a head that's not even supposed to go that fast. That's a challenge. I like them things. When you do something, then it's not supposed to do it for the most part. But, yeah, just let me know, guys, in the comments what you would do with this car. And let me know what you think about that segment, going 10s for 10,000. If you think that's a good thing, it's a cool build, Godzilla and a Thunderbird, so that's cool. And it's nothing against anybody, guys. You have a right to put a $20,000 engine in your car if you want to. I seen a guy doing that, said that was a budget, $20,000 race engine. But here's the thing, one guy might say you have a lot of money in the rest of your car, like the green car we have in here. Oh, that's got every dollar in the suspension and then that. Okay, but then my car has no money in the suspension, and they're very close in the 60 foot. So my son did that because he wanted to. Just like I could throw on this car right here, I could put gold rotors on it that cost $10,000, or $100,000 with diamonds in them. Does that make the car any faster? And somebody could say, oh, that guy's got $100,000 in that car because it had gold rotors with diamonds in it. So, they're just things I think about. A lot of times people say that somebody will have a lot of money in something, and then they'll say, well, that car is light. That's another discussion. When you have a car on the light side, people want to say something about it. But I had a truck like this one over here, and it weighed 4,000 pounds. And you know what people would tell me about that truck? I say it's a 4,000 pound truck. They say, we didn't tell you to build something heavy. It's a twin to this one, guys. My son bought me this because it's a twin to my old one. My old one looked like this when I first got it. Then I painted it black and white. It had lights on top of the cab. And this is the truck that's getting the 460 in it. But thought I'd run this by you guys because this is what I really want to get on, and I'm way behind as usual. But it's a weight factor thing, just like this. Now when I do this truck, oh, it's got a big block in it. Yeah, it has a stock big block in it with a cam and the head supported. The rest of it's going to be low compression factory stuff with the piston down in the hole, and it's not going to make that great big power. But, you know, some guys, they want to play that stuff up. Most of your drugs guys will do that. You guys know how it is. You have people that's just going to say things sometimes and try to sink your ship. But, it's one of them deals. I'd like to have this car and make it into a race car, because I don't want to do that to my car. But I have enough going on already, guys. I have to get this truck going and my car going. So do I need another vehicle like this? No, I thank God for what I have already. But if you guys get a chance, look that segment up on YouTube. Going 10s on a budget for 10,000, and see what you think about it. Because I like to see what other people think and how they look at things. Just because I look at things a certain way don't mean that you have to. And that's what makes the world tick. We all look at things different, and we see things different. And that's a good thing, because if we all thought the same, we'd all run the same, right? But anyway, guys, I'm going to cut this loose. I just wanted to run this by you because I've thought about it. And it never hurts to see what other people think about stuff like that. And it's not a debate. People have a right to think what they want, especially when it's their money. So, you know, if that guy thinks it's a budget build, that's fine. But when they tell me I can't do it for 10,000, I don't even have $10 right now on me, but I could still build this car. We have the stuff right here to do it, so you don't know what the person's got laying around either half the time. And I mean, I know if somebody backed me into a corner right now, I could have this black car right here in the 10s on motor next week. If somebody challenged me on that and said I couldn't do it, and it was a big deal. Of course, there'd have to be some reason for me to really do it, not just to prove a point. You guys know what I mean. But, yeah, that'd be kind of funny in a way, because it give me an excuse to do something with some of the stuff we got laying around. We have enough stuff to do without that one. But anyway, guys, we're calling for some rain showers here. Actually, some thunderstorms. and starting to cloud up. So I'm going to cut this off, and I want to thank you guys for always checking my segments out and hanging in there through all my nonsense. I appreciate it. But I'll show you guys this real quick. My mowers are broke. I have that to fix. And this one's stuck in gear. After I fixed them earlier this year. I fixed them right, didn't I, guys? I just got them running this year, guys. I didn't really fix anything. And that one needs a drive belt. And I've been doing heads non-stop for 3 weeks. On my weekends, I come from work right in the garage. Some of you guys know that. But as soon as I get the stuff caught up, we're going to try to get the old Stanger right there down the track and see what kind of number we can get back out of it. And then the motor might be coming out of that, so keep watching if you're interested, and we're going to see what happens to a few of these cars here. My son's working on this more than he wants to, and he's burned out from this stuff. We're going to get down the track, and then we're going to try to get this car to run the number like I've told you guys before. Get it in the 10s, and I don't think it will be a problem if the engine is up to par, because I think maybe the valve springs might have got weak, and if they did, then we'll have to address that issue. So that'd be a good segment for us, right, guys? You guys come along for the ride with that to the track, see how it runs, figure out the problem. And I know you guys like that stuff. I like watching other people when they figure stuff like that out. But anyway, I'm going to cut this off because I got to get back to work in here. Saturday. And I've been out here all day, and I'll probably be out here for a while. I do have to cut it short a little bit because it's starting to catch up to me with all this work. I'm getting burned out. But I want to thank you guys for checking me out, and always taking time out of your day like that, fellas. I appreciate it. So God bless yous. I always want to take time to tell you guys how important that is to me when you guys watch my segments. Some people don't do that, and I don't think it's right. Because without you guys watching me, there's no sense in me doing it. I don't want to hear myself stutter, watch myself, because I don't like watching myself. Who wants to look at this, guys, right? All right, fellas, have a good day and take care. God bless you.